This is Boston Chris with another great episode of the ETX ROCKS Show.
Louise here.
Descript.
Featuring all genres and styles of entertainment.
And coming to the ETX ROCKS.
Let's hear it from Louise, please.
From the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond.
Out of the box with ETX ROCKS.
It's awesome.
We keep them coming.
$5, that's pocket change.
Well, hey, y'all, this is Haley McDaniel. Are y'all ready for this?
ETX ROCKS Show is the greatest show of all time, okay?
We are ETX ROCKS.
The ETX ROCKS Show is the best show of all time, say? The other shows, you're good, you're real good. As long as we're around, you'll be second best, say?
Cut.
Curly and free.
I am rolling as well.
Ready? Why would you like a gal like me? My hair's never right, it's curly and free. And my socks never match, so I run with bare feet. So why would you like a gal like me? Why would you like a gal like me? My best friend's a bottle of Fireball whiskey, and I drink too much, I won't scrape my knee. So why would you like a gal like me? Well, I've seen the girls you love before, and they mind their rules and they do their chores. Not like me, a different breed. So why would you like a gal like me? Why would you like a gal like me? Yeah, I got the soul of a Roman gypsy. Ain't a reason to stay, it's a reason to leave. So why would you like a gal like me? Why would you like a gal like me? Well, I do what I want, not what you need. Yeah, I'm hard-headed, don't argue with me. Yeah, why would you like a gal like me? Well, I've seen the girls you love before, and they mind their rules and they do their chores. Not like me, a different breed. So why would you like a gal like me? Well, I've seen the girls you love before, and they mind their rules and they do their chores. Not like me, a different breed. So why would you like a gal like me? Why would you like a gal like me? Yeah, I ain't everybody's cup of tea, and I don't know why, but I'm glad you see. Yeah, something worth liking in a gal like me. Yeah, something worth liking in a gal like me.
Hey y'all, Boston Chris here with the ETX ROCKS Show. And did you know your commercial for your band, venue, or local business, or national business could have been right here where I'm talking? For the low cost of only $200 a month, you can have your professionally filmed commercial right here where we're talking. Plus, 20% of all advertising dollars spent here on the ETX ROCKS Show goes to a local East Texas charity. Whether it's a homeless mission, or military, or cancer, or kids, we will be giving 20% of all of our advertising money directly to a locally based charity. In addition to your commercial, all advertisers will receive identity tagging on all social media platforms, including our Twitter, our Facebook, and our Instagram. And this is for the life of the show. That means anytime we re-promote an episode, which is very often, you will receive that same identity tagging, whether it's 3 years from now or a month from now. Our social media has grown rapidly over the last few months. Guys, in April 2017 alone, we connected with over 140,000 people between our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. That means that is a whole new audience for you and your business to reach. So jump in with the ETX ROCKS Show today. Advertise with us, and 20% goes to local charities. And all you have to do is contact us at etxrocks@gmail.com. Thank you, and here is the rest of this awesome episode.
Hey guys, I'm Holly Tucker, and you're listening to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another great episode of the ETX ROCKS Show with yours truly, Boston Chris. This is Behind the Music with Boston Chris. And we have a really special guest this week. She's tearing it up on the Texas country charts. We've been following along with her for well over a year. We're huge fans of her work and her sound. And let me read a little bit about her from her website, KaitlinButts.com. Her self-proclaimed mess of curly red hair and an Oklahoma sunshine bright smile capture attention the moment she steps on the stage. A declaration that we're going to get to know each other real quick, followed by an ornery grin, hints that there are stories to be told. And tell them she does, with a sound that is both fresh and original and rich in the traditions of country music. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ETX ROCKS Show for the first time ever, Miss Kaitlin Butts. Kaitlin, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
We're doing great. Like I said before we started recording, thank you for taking the time and coming on the show with us today.
Of course. Not a problem at all.
So I got to tell you, Kaitlin, I'm a huge traditional country music fan, and you really kind of remind me of like a cross between like Dolly Parton, Alison Krauss. I love how you're a young girl, but you're keeping that tradition alive of the old sounds of country music. So I'd really love to hear about your influences, because you are a young woman in the business still, and just to hear that traditional sound come off of you, I'd love to hear about those influences.
Starting out, when I first started playing guitar, since I was young, I started doing Broadway musical stuff. So I didn't grow up on a farm with my grandpa teaching me how to fish, listening to Hank Williams. That kind of developed later, where when I was about 14, 15, it was about the time when Taylor Swift and Miranda Lambert and Dixie Chicks were all in their prime and or just getting started, and they're all women that played instruments and wrote songs and played their instruments really well, and that was something that I was really interested in. And then once I started really YouTubing them and listening to the artists, listening to their interviews and listening to who they listen to, it kind of opened up my entire knowledge to country music. I mean, I had listened to 90s country growing up on the radio and stuff like that, like Shania Twain and whatever. But once I started listening to Miranda Lambert, her influences were people like Merle Haggard, and Taylor Swift just had lots of breakup songs that I was really interested in, and same with Miranda Lambert and Dixie Chicks. They just all had this kind of spunk that I felt like I had that same desire to create and write songs and have fun on stage. And now my influences have kind of changed in the last few years, just because that's just what I'm listening to now. But that's how I got started. But now I kind of listen to a woman named Lori McKenna. She won my CMA award this year for writing Tim McGraw's Humble and Kind.
Absolutely. We're huge fans of Lori's. Oh my gosh, she's incredible.
She's so good.
Yeah.
Friends of mine that have really influenced me are women like Courtney Patton, and then Brandi Carlile was a big influence. I saw her in concert at the Kane's Ballroom when I was about 17 or 18, and she just as a performer and songwriter, it just blew me away. And I love Casey Musgraves, obviously, and Nikki Lane is a big one for me right now, and Brandy Clark, Holly Williams. I'm trying to rattle off. I love Amanda Shires. I'm really influenced by all these women, and I think even for this next record, my sound has changed just because I'm listening to different music and more developed songwriters. So I want to kind of follow in their footsteps and write something that means something as much as those songs mean to me.
And I mean, what do you find to be easier, the songwriting part of it, or getting up on stage and performing?
Oh, the stage and performing thing is easy.
Right.
I've been doing that since I was 5, and so I don't really ever get nervous as far as, like, I go. If I ever get nervous, it's just because maybe the band and I are trying something new. But as far as playing in front of crowds, it's just never been something that I get scared of. But songwriting kind of comes in spurts for me, where I'll write. A couple weeks ago, I wrote 5 songs, 1 a day, and then I haven't written anything since.
Right.
Or I'll write down a line and finish it 2 weeks later, or finish a verse for it, or something like that. It's all different for me, and I think that's how it is for all songwriters. Is each song comes differently. So for me, it's definitely the performance thing that is super easy.
Right. I just love like all the different names that you mentioned. I think it's really cool that, you know, growing up, you had a huge influence from people like Miranda and the Dixie Chicks and folks like that. But you took that a step forward in not only being inspired by them, but also wanting to know who inspired them. I think that's really cool, and then maybe a step that most artists may not take. So, I mean, when you were, you know, first inspired by people like this, you were pretty much already all in with this music thing, right?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't until the reason why I started looking at people that influenced the people that I already loved was I learned when I started playing guitar. I had a really cool hippie guitar teacher that taught me songs to start off with. Like, he would just teach me the chords to whatever songs I wanted to, and those happened to be Taylor Swift, Miranda Lambert, and Dixie Chicks. And I pretty much learned every one of Miranda Lambert's songs. And that's so nerdy, but I was like 15 and just like hating boys at the time.
Right.
And so, I mean, her stuff just like rang true to me. And once I ran out of her songs to play, I looked in to see what songs she covered from different artists. And one of those was Merle Haggard's The Way I Am.
Yeah.
And then I just fell in love with him, and then looked at the people around that time. It was like my own little history class that I had for myself.
That's cool.
But I know I kind of veered off. What was the question again?
I was just, like I said, most artists wouldn't take it that far, that research aspect of stuff. You know, it's like, I mean, there are people that I like, but, and I'm a huge music fan, but I'm not sure I would go as far as to, like, if I really like somebody, who do they like? You know, so I think that's really cool. I think that's the first time I've actually heard that on this show.
It was more of me just internet stalking her and trying to learn anything that she played. I just wanted to be her, and I was 15, and it just kind of happened organically, where I wasn't trying to be like, need to know everything about Miranda. I just was trying to learn every song that she ever played.
Right.
And then I figured out it was a Merle Haggard song, and then went from there. But I just They're just women that I really looked up to, and it were girls that played their instruments, which I think which was different for me, that I hadn't really noticed before.
Right, and I think that's kind of a change too. And there's a lot of that in the state of Texas as well, where there's so many female singer-songwriters that you know, not only performing right, but they're also really good musicians. There wasn't really much of that probably pre-2000, really. I mean, I don't think I ever saw a picture of Shania Twain ever with a guitar. Maybe I'm wrong, but but so you're originally from Oklahoma, right?
Yes, and I still live in Oklahoma.
But I mean, you're making huge waves in Texas and have been for quite some time. So how difficult is it for you to stay relevant in the infrastructure we have here in Texas while being in a different state?
To be honest, whenever I started coming to Texas, I didn't know I wasn't trying to get into Texas. I didn't even know that there was I knew that there was a scene here, but I wasn't like, got to get into Texas. I mean, that's where it's at.
Right.
I released my album. I produced it with Mike McClure from The Great Divide, and after that, I just kind of sent out my CDs to just radio stations that didn't really click that they might play them, or I just thought that that's what you were supposed to do, and not really knowing which ones were the good ones or the bad ones, the big ones, the ones that had bigger reaches, and I started getting offers, like emails to play at shows, and that hadn't really happened for me outside of Oklahoma at all. I played at normal venues like the Wormy Dog in Oklahoma City, and that's where I went to college, and I played it in Tulsa a little bit, but I never really ventured out of Oklahoma at all. So I started getting offers to play, and it was really strange to me because I was like, these people like don't even know me, like no one's gonna come, whatever. And I played my first like real show, I would say, in Texas. I played with Eric Willis and Courtney Patton at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo, and I didn't really even know who Courtney was. I didn't know who Eric was, and this is only, I want to say 2 years ago, not this last summer, but the summer before that. And I didn't know them at all. I didn't know their music, and didn't know anyone at all in Texas, and played my song Wild Rose, and that was the song that people kind of chose to start spinning. Right. I kind of promoted it on my site that I was doing it, but I didn't have a radio promoter or anything like that. But I started playing that song, and I had my mom come with me to that show, and my aunt, and people were singing it, and I was like, how? What? Like, it was the weirdest moment for me because I didn't understand that, oh, they actually play local people in Texas.
Right.
They don't just play the people that are at the top making thousands and millions of dollars.
Right.
Which was really cool. I mean, my mom was and family were just like baffled that that people knew who I was and knew my song. And after that, I just kind of haven't really stopped playing in Texas because everyone's just been so welcoming and just absorb. I just love it in Texas.
I think a big part of your draw is, I mean, you know, you are very different than what Texas is used to. You know, you're very traditional, like I mentioned before, but also it's just so like grassroots. It's salt of the earth. It's simple, you know. And I mean, I hate saying the word simple because a lot of people can think that's offensive, but in this case, I don't think so. I just think your style and your lyrics just take me back to, like, you know, the 70s and 80s when music was just so toned down. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That's a good word. Yeah. And I think Texas really needs that. And I think you're kind of bringing that to Texas, which is needed. That's the vibe I get from you when I listen to your songs. And you mentioned Wild Rose. I mean, you know, thank you for letting us play that on this show, because I think people will really enjoy that song as well as the other one you're letting us play, which is my favorite, Gal Like Me. So, you know, I was reading a little bit about you, and you mentioned the Dixie Chicks earlier, and you got to collaborate with Lloyd Maines, who, for those folks out there who may not know who Lloyd is, he's one of the biggest names in Texas as far as musicianship and production and all of that. He's also Natalie Maines' father from the Dixie Chicks. So, with the Dixie Chicks being such a huge inspiration, when you found out that you were going to work with Lloyd, what was that like?
So like I said, I recorded with Mike McClure, who rattles off these names that, I was just like, hang on, you said Maines, like Natalie Maines? And he's like, yeah, it's her dad. It's fine. I'm emailing him right now. And I'm like, what? Hang on, rewind. And I mean, it was a really cool, I didn't even know that was someone that anyone could talk to at my level, or anyone could send him their song and play it. I mean, not anyone can do that, but like that I had the magical hookup to get one of my like dream singers' dad to play on my album. It was all, I wanted to say this while you were talking, that the whole fair thing, and back to the basics, it wasn't like, I didn't mean to. I came into the studio literally not knowing how to make a record at all.
Right.
I didn't have anyone telling me, you got to start with this first and you build from there, or there's pre-production or anything. I went into the studio and literally I said, Mike, I don't know you, and I don't know how to start this. He was like, well, just play your songs. And so I played them, and he said that they all sounded great, and he didn't think anything needed to change dynamically or lyrically or anything. And so we just laid down the acoustic tracks to start off with, and we just built from there and added anything that we thought that the song needed. And then we were done.
Right.
We didn't try to make this whole like concept album, which I think really showed and displayed where I was at that time in my career. These were my songs, and I had a random guy come play drums on them, a guy that I didn't know, and then Lloyd Maines played on it, and then now all these people that played on it are my friends now. Mike's my buddy, and I feel like I have a better concept of how I want my next album to be. But as far as it being there and just bringing it back to the roots, that like really wasn't even my intention. It was just that was just how my song sounded at the time.
Right. It's like I said, I mean, even the videos I've seen of you performing with a full band, I mean, even that is really dumbed down and bare. And I think part of the problem with country music nowadays is everything is so overly produced that people are really missing what country music, I thought or think, is supposed to be about. And that's why I'm not that big of a fan of Nashville country and the contemporary sound, or bro country, or whatever you want to call it. It's just everything is so overly produced. I mean, lyrically, I'm not a fan of it either, but even if the lyrics were wholesome and down to earth and all that, I still don't think I would dig it just because of the overproduced nature of the style nowadays. So, I mean, to hear someone like Kaitlin Butts come along with, that's kind of the anti-overproduced, making up words here, but it's really refreshing. And I think the video I saw of you doing Gal Like Me, which we're going to include on this episode, it's just you guys out in the field playing unplugged. It's awesome.
So both of those videos, the Wild Rose video they're both taken in my backyard. I've had two different backyards. The Wild Rose is in my backyard in Oklahoma City. And I just had one of my buddies that writes for News OK, bring a couple camera guys, and John Knudsen from Whiskey Myers, who plays fiddle and piano for him, come play. He came and played mandolin and fiddle on it. And then my friend Gabriel Moore play acoustic guitar, and we just kind of sat out there right after the sun went down and played through it a couple times, and it was over. And that was kind of how it went down for the Gal Like Me music video as well. I had my friend Tanner Riggs bring him and Chase, what's Chase's last name? Chase, Dalton Domino's drummer, Chase, him pointed a camera at us, and we played bluegrass style and drank a lot, and that was kind of fun. But yeah, I like those videos. I just like to I kind of look at what the artists that I like are doing, and what I respond to the most is live videos of them playing in front of a mic. I mean, of course, like I would love to have a cool video, but I don't have a budget. I call it like organic and bluegrass style, but really it's just like low budget.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
a couple $100.
It works though, I mean, you work with what you have, and you make it work with what you can do, and it works for you, low budget or not. I mean, it's still highly visually beautiful. It's not like you need a $30,000 film crew there to do it. If you can get it done in the fashion you did, it still looks great.
Yeah, I think it's more appealing to. I mean, I just one of my favorite things that I've been watching a lot lately is those little Tiny Desk concerts. My favorite ones lately are Chris Stapleton's and Maren Morris's. Where it's just them in their normal habitat, playing their songs, and it's just a different setting that you just feel like you're in the room, and I feel more connected to those videos than I do like other types of videos. But of course, like the Will Clark Green Ringling Road, like I would die if I had that video. That'd be awesome, but don't exactly have the money for it. Make it work with what you have, and that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and you said it best when you said, you know, you feel like you're in the room with them. I mean, that's exactly right. When you look at these two videos, I mean, you feel like you're there, and it's I think that's important. I think you connect to fans better that way too.
Mhm.
So, you know, in 2016, I got to tell you guys out there, for those of y'all listening, in 2016, Kaitlyn was awarded with the new Female Vocalist of the Year for the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. And if you happen to be listening outside of Texas, the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards are basically, they're the barometer here in Texas for Texas country artists. It's based off of radio play and off of fan voting. And I got to tell you, in 2016, Kaitlyn won the new Female Vocalist of the Year, and for an Oklahoma girl, I think that's really, really awesome. So tell us what you were thinking when you found out that your fans voted you in for this amazing accolade.
I mean, it was shocking. He said that there were just tons of people voting, and to have that kind of a response and that kind of a audience that just feels passionately and wants to, I mean, of course it's just someone clicking on a screen, but I mean, it definitely means a lot to me and shows that I've got a little audience that I kind of didn't really think that I had at the time, or even now. I mean, it just proved that I've got a little more than I thought.
Right. And then, like I said, you know, for the state of Texas, that is probably the award show that everybody wants to be recognized at, because again, it's based off of radio airplay. Texas Regional Radio is the ones that do the Texas charts here, which, you know, lets everybody know, you know, what singles are at what number and all of that, and everybody's striving to be number one. And for those that are listening outside of Texas, it's like Billboard, except on a state level. You know, and that brings me to the brand new single from Kaitlyn, which is, it's called "Don't Push Me."
Don't push it.
Don't push it, right? And I got to tell you guys out there, as a music fan, I got some advice for everybody out there. If you happen to be dating a songwriter, just be very, very careful, because you might end up in a song.
It wasn't about him, though. He didn't really have much of a problem with it. It was his new girlfriend that was a real treat.
Right. And that's this song kind of reminds me of, like, you know, early Carrie Underwood, and I mean, you let it all loose in the song, and the song is funny too, but it's also, again, it's very bare and very wholesome and straight to the point. So I'd love to hear about your writing process for this particular song and how it came about.
So I wrote this kind of right out of high school, my freshman year of college, and I'd broken up with this guy, but we still had the same friend group, and I still hung around. It wasn't a big deal at all. We just were not meant to be together, and it was fine. But when he got this new girlfriend, she was not a fan of me, and she started talking about me on the internet and saying some pretty rude things that were pretty uncalled for, considering I hadn't done anything to her, other than, I think, threaten her confidence a little bit. And after reading some of the things that she said about me, rather than get back on Twitter and say some hateful things back, I turned Lorelyn on at the gym and got on the bicycle and wrote "Don't Push It" in about like 30 minutes. So,
that's awesome.
Out of anger. And I mean, can't make money off of a tweet. So I wanted to try and make money off of a song instead, and make the negative a positive.
And this song is very Miranda Lambert too, very much so. I mean, you can definitely hear your inspiration for her in it. It's kind of like that angry, vibe to it. But you know, I think right now the song is number 90 on the charts, which to me personally, I think anything that charts in the top 100 is a successful single. So congratulations on that. But I would like to implore anybody out there that happens to be listening, make sure you call your local radio stations and request Don't Push It by Kaitlin Butts. I don't care where you live, what state, what country. If you call them enough, they'll play it. Don't Push It by Kaitlin Butts. Make sure you're calling it in. And where can folks purchase this? And you also have an album as well called Same Hell, Different Devil. So where can folks find your music to purchase?
If you want to buy a physical copy, and I ship them out myself, I always sign the CDs and write a little thank you note. You can find those at KaitlinButts.com. And there's a little store button, or if you just want to download it for your phone, it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, and it's in your grandma's car.
Awesome, and we will definitely link your .com here on the episode in the description. So if you're listening, just go into the description and click on KaitlinButts.com. It'll be right there for you. And real quick, we have a game on this show, Kaitlin, that we call Would You Rather. Basically, This is just 10 questions, and I want you to pick whichever one you would rather have without thinking too much about it. Just whatever comes first to your mind.
Okay.
Say what?
I've got it. I'm excited.
All right, here we go. This is Would You Rather with Kaitlin Butts. All right, Kaitlin, would you rather lose your cell phone or lose your house keys?
Lose my house key.
All right, would you rather be a spy or a superhero?
A superhero. Wonder Woman.
Okay. Would you rather cure cancer or discover an alien race?
Cure cancer.
Okay. Would you rather dance like Michael Jackson or sing like Freddie Mercury?
Dance like Michael Jackson.
That's a good one. I agree. All right. Number 5. Would you rather only interact with males or only interact with females?
Only interact. Ooh. I mean, I interact with so many males.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
That is tough. That if I had to only interact with females, then I wouldn't get to see my boyfriend. So I'm gonna have to go with males.
He's probably listening right now, going, "She better pick males."
Yeah.
All right. All right. Would you rather get caught cheating or catch your partner cheating?
No, just no. Nope.
Neither one.
Nope, just no.
All right, we'll skip that one. All right, would you rather be the first person to step on Mars and then come back to Earth, or be the first person to live on Mars but never come back?
To step on Mars.
Okay. All right, number 8. Would you rather be the best musician of all time or be the best athlete of all time?
Musician.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah,
right.
I don't care about running.
Yeah, me either. Let me see here. Would you rather instantly learn the drums perfectly or instantly learn the guitar perfectly?
Instantly learn the guitar perfectly.
And last one, would you rather the details of your financial life be made public or the details of your love life be made public?
My financial
okay.
are pretty public if you just look at my house.
and your videos.
If you just kind of watch me for like 24 hours, you'll know pretty much my financial situation.
Right.
I shop at Walmart. And that is about it.
Yeah. And that was Would You Rather with Kaitlin Butts. And guys out there who might be tuning in for the first time, all those questions are completely random. We use an app, a smartphone app, so we have no idea what questions are coming up. I don't want Kaitlin to think that we chose those 10 specifically for her because they're completely random. Kaitlin, so where can folks find your social media and stuff like that in case people out there want to follow along with you?
On social media, I'm under everything Kaitlin Butts, KAITLINBUTTS, like your rear end, but two of them. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, YouTube, Etsy. I don't know. Yeah, I'm on everything under Kaitlin Butts.
And of course, folks out there that can just go to your .com, which is KaitlinButts.com, and I think they'll probably just have links in there for all the rest of that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. And don't forget out there, guys, if you're interested in Kaitlin Butts' music, you can go to her .com. The album is called Same Hell, Different Devil. It's incredible. I love the cover art on this album. It's definitely different. You guys have to go look at it just to know what I'm talking about. It's very cool. Same Hell, Different Devil. You can get yourself a physical copy at KaitlinButts.com. Make sure you do that. She hand signs all that stuff and sends it out to you. If you're in the digital age and you just want a copy for your phone, of course, you can go to iTunes and Google Play Music and all those other places like that. Also, you guys can really help her out a lot just by requesting her brand new single, Don't Push It, to your local radio stations. And once again, I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Music with Boston Chris, only on the ETX ROCKS Show. If you're listening for the first time, you guys can follow along with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are at ETX ROCKS. And of course, we're also located on iTunes and YouTube and Google Play, all free, all the time. Over 140 episodes now. We feature episodes 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. As we always say on this show, I want to thank you for supporting local music, and always remember,
ETX rocks.
When she was young, they called her Wild Rose. The ladies in the town turned up their nose. Boys all loved her, heaven knows. She would never be tied down. She said that she was getting out. The first chance she had, she'd take it. Don't know when, don't know how, but I know for sure that I'll make it. So on the day that she turned 18, she bought a ticket for the Greyhound bus. He looked up from his cowboy hat and said, oh baby, what about us? She said, I've got to go, I've got to bloom, but in this small town, babe, there ain't no room for this wild rose. And he looked at her and said, well, baby, you can bloom no matter where you are. You don't have to live in the sky to be a star. You don't have to be the sun to shine. Baby, just be mine. She got on the bus, said I just can't stay. She didn't look back as they pulled away, but the humming of the tires couldn't drown out the words she heard him say. And there beside the road, she saw a wild rose, and it bloomed right where God had planted it, on an old rusty barbed wire fence. And all of a sudden, it all made sense when he said, baby, you can bloom no matter where you are. You don't have to live in the sky to be a star. You don't have to be the sun to shine. Baby, just be mine. Well, the bus pulled away with an empty seat. She made a call saying, baby, come and get me. They drove all through the night and we're home to see an Oklahoma sunrise. Sitting on the porch late at night, watching their babies chasing fireflies. The little one looks up at the sky and says, I wanna be a star. And they said, baby, you can bloom no matter where you are. You don't have to live in the sky to be a star.
Hey guys, I'm Kaitlin, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Aaron Watson, ETX Rocks.
ETX Rocks, Halifax band.
Hey guys, we're the Morning Madhouse. I'm Carter.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Ginger.
It's the best podcast ever made in all of history.
Hi, this is Paul Bebo, and I ETX Rocks with Boston Chris Barnes. You're gonna love it.
ETX Rocks.
Hey, East Texas, DP here. ETX Rocks.
Hey, East Texas, we're Enduring House, a Christian rock band.
ETX Rocks!
Hey, this is Monty Pittman from ETX Rocks.
Hey, East Texas, Jaden Farnsworth, ETX Rocks.
Hey, everybody, I'm David McCarty with the Gypsy Creek Band. As always, ETX Rocks.
Hey guys, this is Chris Kaitlin. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
To the ETX ROCKS Show.
The ETX ROCKS Show.
Ho! Hey folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and I just want to make sure you support local music.
Hi, East Texas, this is Chris Wayne.
And Crystal Clark with KYKX 1057. ETX Rocks!
Hey, East Texas, we're Lady Chaz and the Tramps. And just remember, ETX Rocks.
Hey, this is Todd Freeman of ETX Rocks with Boston Chris.
Hey, East Texas, I'm Waylon Hicks. And remember, ETX Rocks.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the one and only SP and Mexicano con Estilo. Make sure to support your local music and ETX Rocks.
Hello. Hello. We're one way home.
Hey, East Texas, this is Teaser.
Please continue to support local music.
And always remember, ETX Rocks!
Howdy folks, this is Aaron Watson. Support local music and ETX Rocks.
Hey, this is Chris Kaitlin. Make sure you support local music
and ETX Rocks.
Hey, this is Hannah Kirby. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy, ho!
Covering music-related content of all genres. If it filters through Eastern Texas, it's fair game. Y'all bring it. From Texarkana down to the coast and Dallas down to Houston and everything in between. We are ETX Rocks!